Hello, I'm Natasha Foreman. Welcome to the Breaking Bread with Natasha podcast, where I share daily devotionals from my namesake blog, so you can listen on demand to spiritual messages inspired by God's love, as expressed in the Bible and other religious texts. You can read along at breakingbreadwithnatasha.com or sit back and take in the word. Either way, I'm blessed to have you break bread with me. Without further delay, let's begin today's message. Welcome, Breaking Bread family. This is Natasha Foreman. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's look at the book of Hebrews, chapter 6, lines 10 through 12. The translation that I'm reading says, God is not unjust. He will not forget your work and the love you've shown him as you have helped his people and continue to help them. We want each of you to show this same diligence to the very end so that what you hope for may be fully realized. We do not want you to become lazy, but to imitate those who through faith and patience inherit what has been promised. I want to approach this part of the letter from a modern perspective and the struggles we face today with our priorities and being disciplined servants. God first, family second, and everything else third. In that order, there is order. In that order, and only in that order, shall you have the foundation and map for a life as God intends. If you're too lazy to commit to God and family, then you're too lazy to do the work he intends. God has a way of showing you how to prioritize when times get bad and you don't know what to do, since you have no true control when life's storms come barreling through. When times get rough, you're to turn first to God and continue to lean on his love through embracing your family. As you enter uncharted territories, things will become more complicated to navigate through, but when you remember that your compass is God and your crew is your family, you will find greater confidence. Broken, toxic, dysfunctional, absent families. Now let me be clear. For those of you with highly dysfunctional and negative families, or those without living family members, your family, by extension, in these scenarios are those who would serve most as family members. Who would you turn to as a father, mother, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, grandmother, grandfather, or cousin? Who can you count on during life's storms to help see you through? Who can you trust with your deepest and most sensitive secrets? Who do you celebrate good news and victories? Then that is your family. Embrace them, celebrate them, bond with them through moments of celebration, contemplation, frustration, and despair. Desires of the heart. I want to be surrounded by people who are filled with faith, patience, righteousness, love, and joy, no matter what the situation, circumstance, day, or season. When I'm down, I want to imitate those who are living the example as honorable stewards. I don't want to be lazy and resistant. I don't want to make excuses for not living right, doing right, and working hard each and every day. I don't want to make excuses for not representing God's light even when darkness chases me and it's easier to stop and be consumed. I don't want to make excuses for why I can't give 100% effort in my personal and professional relationships. And let me clarify, I may have 50% to give, so I'm to give the 50%. That's 100% effort. I'm not to ration it. I'm not to dangle it like a carrot for people to beg to have access to. God doesn't treat us that way, so why do we do it to others? During family time or whatever time, I'm to be committed to 100% of me needs to be invested in that moment. I'm trying to live through my interpretation of where my priorities should be, because after God comes my family and then everything else. If I can't give myself to those I call family, but yet I have it in me to give to strangers and those around me who I can trust only so much or not at all, then my priorities are off and I need to reset. If I'm off course, I ask that God reset me and point me in the right direction. I ask God to remind me when I'm investing more outside of my foundation than within, to remind me when I'm investing in people, places, and things that I shouldn't. I don't want to be lost. I don't want to cheapen and disrespect my relationship with Him. I don't want to take for granted my family. I don't want to weaken, destroy, and lose valuable relationships chasing the superficial, the past, the flesh, and the temporal. If something or someone does not bring added value to my relationship with God and family, not one or the other, but both, then I ask God to let me see this clearly so that I can walk away and refocus. I know that the enemy will try to trick me into believing that something or someone is in my best interest, that it or they serve God's purpose, placed before me by Him for me and my family's gain, or just my gain. I ask God to give me the discernment and clarity to see the truth and know the trick for what it is and the goal it seeks to achieve. I ask to be freed from spiritual, mental, and physical bonds that would and are blocking my blessings. We fail God and ourselves when we turn outside of our foundation for shelter, love, pleasure, acknowledgement, and kudos. What you feel you're not getting from God and family is the exact same thing you aren't giving in return. Think about it. Family, please join me in prayer. Father, I know that you love me, are always with me, always watching me and watching over me. I know that you hear my thoughts and know my intentions. You know my heart, Lord. You know that I want to be the best ambassador and steward that I can be, and that when I don't live righteously, it pains me. Help me to do my part to properly invest in the two most important things to me, you and my family. In serving you, I am blessed and fulfilled. In serving and protecting my family, they praise you, which blesses and fulfills me. My cup will always run over. Always remind me of this. Humbly, I say thank you. Amen. And with that, family, I pray that you are blessed, that you see and embrace your blessings, and that you are a blessing to others. I love you all. Make today an amazing day. Take care. Hi, family. If what I shared in today's message resonates with you, I hope you will share it with others. Feel free to leave positive comments and reviews on my site, breakingbreadwithnatasha.com, and through whichever podcast provider that you're listening to me. Each day, I work to be a better steward and servant. I hope you will join me in sharing God's love and truth and rebuking the enemy's lies. Now go out there and make today an awesome day. I love you all.